Hello again, this is computer programming course and this is chapter 3 and we are going to discuss about input and conditional. So we already finished the first part which is about the input and let's move on to the second part which is about conditional. So the conditional in our computer programming course will deal with the if, then and else. We are talking about one statement in the computer programming which is about if. So the if statement, it will execute a block of statements only if a test is true. Okay. So what does it mean by a test is true? So if you have a kind of option, yeah. So you have if the word is correct or not. Yeah. So it means you have the two options, yes, no. Yeah. If x is greater than 5, if it is yes, then you will go here. If it is no, then you will go here. Okay. So the position of yes and no is the two options that will be available when you have the if statement. So the condition, it will be the test. If the condition is true, then we will execute the statement. If the condition is false or no, then we will go to another statement. So let's assume that we have a true statement. Then we will do the statement that we already defined. Let's move on the first example. So we have one example about the conditional 01. The conditional 01, it is in section 3. Let me just copy and paste this one. Okay. I will make the code in the section 3. As you might know, you can click on the package section 03 and create a new class. After you have a new class, you can put the name. This is conditional 01. Let's make the same file name as you see in the PPT. And I will just do the finish because I'm going to copy and paste. Yeah. Now, after I copy and paste, let's take a look on the code. So here is the conditional 01. We start with the import function. As you know, before we have the input function and we use the scanner. So the class scanner from the Java utility, we put it in the first part. So we can use the class scanner inside of the main method. And we can see the variable GPA. Okay. So if you are the user, then you need to input a value. And the value will be double. Okay, so double, it means it is a real value. So the value that you enter will save on the variable GPA, and the if statement will check if the GPA is greater than or equal than 2. It means if the value is greater than 2, if it is true, if it is correct, then we will print application accepted. Okay, so if you want to know the result, let's run. If you run with the control F11, you can see nothing here. Why? Yeah, because we have the console that we need to get the input. So this is the problem if you don't have the prompt. Okay, do you still remember? In the previous section, we learned about prompt. If you don't have any prompt, then you cannot see anything here. So if you enter a value, for example, 4.5, okay, then yeah, you can see the result application accepted. So if you want to add more about this code, you can add something what we already learned before. system.out.print and enter your GPA, for example. Okay, after you have this one, this is what we call as the prompt. And if you run, then you will see enter your GPA. Okay, so this prompt is necessary to inform the user that he or she needs to input a value. If you don't put anything as the prompt, then user may not know what they need to do. After you have this one, let's say I put another value 5, then it will show application accepted because 5 is greater than 2. What about if I give the value as 1? Then nothing happened because it is not true. So the second condition that you may know is the else statement. We have if and we have else. It means if the condition is true, we are going to execute one statement. But if the statement is false, then we are going to do another statement. Okay? So if the condition is true, yes, then we are going to do this statement. If the condition is false, then we are going to use this statement. Okay, so that's why we have else. So the else will indicate that the condition is false. If it is false, then we will do something. For example, let's do with the conditional 02. So I will make a new file, conditional 02. Okay, you need to be familiar with this kind of mechanism. And if you want to learn how to code, okay, maybe I will teach you. Okay, just let's see this one. Oh, what happened? Oh, just here. Okay, so you can check this one like this, and I will make this as the. Okay, I don't want to make the code. I don't want to copy and paste, but I want to make it one by one. So let's see. First is scanner, and I want to define the console equal to the new scanner system.in. Okay, and you know this has an error. If you click, if you move your mouse here, then you will see that there are some recommendations: import scanner, create interface, and so on. So you, by the easiest way, you can just click here, then it will automatically show the import java.util scanner. So the Eclipse can understand and it can recommend you uh, some advices. If you are making a mistake, then yeah, you can follow the recommendation from Eclipse. That's the good way to use the IDE. So next, you are making one variable which is GPA, and you are trying to get the input from the user. Okay, as you might know, because I don't put any prompt, it will make another confusion. So let's just make another prompt. Let's say here, enter your GPA. Okay, and after you have this, now you have if. Okay, if GPA is greater than equals to 2.0, then okay, you will need to print the system out of print line. Welcome to Mars University, for example. Okay, yes, this is just one example. If you don't see that it is true, then you can have the else. Okay, so you can have the else, and the else will be system.out.println application denied. Now we still have one error. Okay, this is the error about the semicolon. Okay, you need to remember that every Java requires a semicolon at the end of the statement. So this is the same with the example that I gave in the PPT, and yeah, you need to practice how to write your code. If you're just copy and paste from the PPT, it will not make you understand what is the mistake and what is the wrong, what is the uh, difficulties when you type the code. So if I have this one, let's see, and now enter your GPA, and if I insert 2.5, then welcome to Mars University. How about if I insert with the value less than 2, 1.8 for example, then yeah, it mentioned application denied. So the true statement will go through this line, so it will print this line. If it is false, then it will print the line number 18. So we have the if and else. You need to understand the relational expressions. We learn one expression which is the greater than or equal to, but you can see other relational operators like equals, does not equal, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So you may give questions why we need to have two equals. What is the difference with the one equal? Okay, if you have one equal means you want to assign a value to one variable. If you have two equals means you want to check whether the value on the left side it is the same with the value on the right side. So if the both are the same, then we can say it's true. Okay. The other relational operators that you need to know is the not equal. Okay, we have the exclamatory sign and the equal sign. So if it is not equal, then you need to follow like this command in Java. Now we have one code, and can you guess what is the result with this following code? Okay, you in the question 0202, you have also the same questions. You need to figure out the result. So in the quiz or in the exam, I will give you one question like this one, and you need to figure out if I input a number and the number is 10, what will be the result? Okay, let's check. So we have the scanner console because the new scanner system in, and I have to enter a number. So this is the problem. You need to insert a number, and the number will be an integer because we know that console.next int, and after that I will need to check. Okay, if the number is modulo 2, what is modulo? We want to get the remainder value. That's correct. So we want to get the remainder value, and if the remainder is 0, then it is even number. If the remainder is not equal to 0, then it is an odd number. Okay, then if I input 10, what is the result? Yes, it is even number. Okay, so if I try with this code, yeah, you can try. If I make a new example, for example, just a conditional example, okay, and let's make a new main class, and I just put the code here. Of course, there will be a mistake scanner. Okay, make sure that your mouse is in this error, and then you can see import scanner. Okay, and now you can run your code. There will be a prompt, enter a number, and let's say you are entering 7, then 7 is an odd number. If you're entering 8, yeah, 8 is an even number. Okay, now this kind of code, you can present the flowchart. So the flowchart is something like this one. If the test is true, then do the statement. If it is no, then it goes to the next condition. So what is this condition? This condition is about the statement in the bracket. Okay. So this statement is this one. Okay. If it is true, then do this one. Okay. This is a statement. If it is not true, then it goes to the next statement. Okay. So this is the next statement. If it is true, then we will do this statement. If it is not true, it will go to the next statement, and so on. So this kind of flowchart, please understand this one. I may give you the flowchart, and you need to figure out what is the code. Okay? Now, in this kind of code, there is one problem. Okay, please avoid the misuse of if. What does it mean? Okay, let's check. We have the scanner console equals to new scanner system.in. So I'm going to get the user input and run from what percentage did you earn. And I'm going to get the user input by integer. So if the percent is greater than equal to 90, you got an A. If the percent is greater than equal to 80, you got a B. Okay, and so on. Now, this kind of if is not correct. Do you know why? Okay, let's check. So let's copy and paste this code. I will put this code. Okay, I guess this is not complete. You need to make a, okay, maybe just this one. Okay, I think that's enough. Now, you need to have a mind that, yeah, whether it is wrong or it is correct. This is not correct because if you enter 90, you will get A and then B and then C and then so on. Let's see. If I enter 60, okay, you got D. Why? Yeah, 60 is D. Okay, if it is less than 60, you got F. Okay, you still good. You get the D. But let's see. If I enter the percentage is 95, whatever. Wow, you got A, B, C, D. Why? Let's see. The percent that you enter is 95. 95 is greater than or equal to 90? Yes, it is true. Then you got an A. 95 is greater than equal to 80? Yes, you got a B, and so on. So every condition has a true value. Okay. In the case of the flowchart, okay, in the case of the flowchart, you can show the same flowchart as we already saw before. Is it correct? No. Actually, we need to have the one more if. Okay. So if you want to have a nested if, so we call it, this is the nested if, if inside uh, another if. Okay. So if you have this kind of nested if, then there will be another condition after you go to no. If it is not true, then you have to go to another condition. If it is not true, then you will go to another condition. Okay. For example, if x is greater than 0, then it is positive. Else, okay, we have to use the else if the condition is less than 0, then it is negative. Okay, we know that it is positive and this is negative, but there's another option which is 0. Then we can say that if it is greater than 0, positive, if it is less than 0, it is negative. If none of these are true, then it's 0. Okay. The other thing that you need to know is we can have if, else if, else if. Okay. The previous one we will end it with the else, but the other kind of problem may finish with if. Let's see. If you have the place equals to 1, then you win the gold medal. If your place is 2, then you will win the silver medal. If your place equals to 3, then you will win bronze medal. But what about if you don't have any place? Yeah, of course you will not get any medal. At the end, I can say that if it ends with else, then there will be exactly one path. There will be exactly one decision. But if it ends with if, then the code might not execute any path. Okay, because you end with this if, then it will not execute any path. Now let's check this question. I'm going to write a PMI. Okay, this PMI, yeah, I'm going to calculate the BMI like what we already did before. Okay, now we have this problem. This is the BMI equations. Okay, and I want to write a program like this one. Let's input the height and let's input the weight. Okay, if the previous example you just give the value in the variable, but now we want to get the user input, and after the user input a value, then the program will calculate your BMI, and then it shows whether you are underweight or normal or overweight or obese. And this is the standard. If it is below that 18.5, it is underweight. If it is in between 18.5 until 24.9, it is normal. If it is greater than 25 until 29.9, it is overweight. And if it is greater than 30, it is obese. How can you make this code? Now I'm giving you the code here with the I give you the code with the user input using the Java util, and let's see, this is the compute BMI. So I'm going to make a new class, compute BMI. I guess there is no, okay, there is no number here. Okay, I just click this one, and then, yeah, this is the standard that you need to create. And I will just copy and paste for now because it's too long. So if you want to create it by yourself, if you want to type by yourself, then you can follow the PPT. Okay. Now this is the program. We are going to use the input from the scanner system.in, and there are two information. First, enter your information, the height in inches and weight in pounds. After you have the, for example, 80 inches, and then your weight is 180 pounds, then we will do the calculation. Okay, this is the calculation. We already learned how to calculate the BMI, and after we get the BMI, we can do with the if. Okay? If BMI is less than 18.5, we are saying that, yeah, he is underweight. If he if the condition is true, underweight. But what about if it is not true? So it means, what if the BMI is greater than 18.5? We will go here. Okay. So if it is not 18.5, let's check. If the BMI is less than 25, okay. So it means if the BMI is greater than 18.5 and less than 25, we are making it as a normal. Okay. Now, what if the condition is not true? It means, how if the BMI is greater than 25? Then we will check again. If the BMI is greater than 25 and BMI is less than 30. So we will print half of it. If the BMI is greater than 30, what happened? Okay, we can just put the else. So you can say the person is obese. Yeah. So the meaning of equal equal, it shows the same value of numbers, but don't use the equal equal for objects. Okay, objects mean string. So if it is string, it is given with number. S1 equal S2. If S1 is string and S2 is string, then it is not correct. And also, when you are dealing with the double, there might be some issues with the equal equal. So I recommend you, when you use equal equal, the data type should be integer. So if you are using string, you need to use the equals. We call this is dot equals. So dot equals means it is a method. It is from the string. Okay, we are using the class string, and we use the equal sign. Not the not equal sign, but equal method. And let's say I have two string S1 and S2. So I can check S1 whether it equals to S2. So you can type something like this one. S1 dot equals S2 or S2 dot equals S1. There's another method, we call it equals ignore case. The equal ignore case is the test for equality, which is ignoring the case. Case means the capital. Okay, you can see it's big H and small h, so it's sensitive. If you are doing the equals ignore case, then they're both the same. But if you put the equals, then they're not the same. So equals and equals ignore case. In the equals, we will have the equality exactly the same. But equals ignore case, so you can just regardless the capital and the lower case, and it will check the same. Now let's see it. It's still with this one. Okay, we have the conditional example 02. So I will make a new class. Conditional example 02, and let's make a main method here, and then just copy and paste all the things. Now I have three if. Okay, these three if, the first is using the equal sign, and the second one I use the equals, the method equals, and the last one I use the equals ignore case. Okay, let's see. Now I'm going to input two strings. Oh, okay, so I'm going to input two strings. So the first string is, let's say, half with all big letters. And the second string, I'm going to input half with all small letters. What happened? Okay, as you can see, if the word 1 equals to word 2, then it will print 1. The two words are the same. If the word 1 dot equals word 2, so we are using the method equals, and the result will be 2. The two words are the same. If we are using the word 1 equal ignore case word 2, then we will print number 3. And what is the result? Yeah, we just print the number 3, because the two words are the same regardless the case, because we have the half with the capital letter and half with the small letter. Actually they are the same from the character, but it's only the difference with the capital. Now if I input with the half and half, okay, you can see 2 and 3 will appear, but not 1. Okay, so the number 1 is not valid when you use string. Now, for the PMA program, can you change the input from using inches and pound to meter and kilogram? Okay, so you already know this program from the previous chapter. And question number 2. For example, in page 18, can you fix the issues? Okay, what is the page 18? Let's see. This one about the relational operators. So can you fix this issue? Oh, no, this one, not this one, I guess. Oh, I already put the more pages here. Sorry, means page 20. Okay, so in the page 20, can you fix this issue? What do you need to do? Okay, you need to put else. Yet you need to try. Okay, so we have this is page 20. Okay, so I guess I will stop in these questions. Okay, and I will continue with the next video with the next thing in this chapter. Thank you.